Okay, we're about to go over to the 2014 National Latin Exam, Level 2, and as is always the case, there'll be 3 embedded items that, by simply watching this and noting them, you earn yourself a easy free 104, actually, I think. So let's go ahead and get started. Mituntor. First thing I notice about it is that it is passive, and so we have to determine what is the tense of it. We have all of these options. I can eliminate had been sent. That would be a pluperfect form of misai errant, a periphrastic. It's not going to be were sent. That would have a BA. Mituntor does not have it. So it is either are sent or will be sent. If it's will be sent, then it'll either have a long E or a BI, and it doesn't have either of those. So the answer here for number 1 is are sent. Trans is a preposition that requires its object to be in the accusative case. Every preposition only requires its objects to be either in the accusative or in the ablative. So you can eliminate the nominative. You can eliminate the genitive. Short IS on the NLE almost always. And so you had to choose between these two. Anytime that there's a verb of motion implied, like across, it is going to take the accusative object. Diligentius, IUS, it is necessary for the students to study more diligently. And so here is the, of course, comparison IUS. Huyus from hic, hike, hook, huyus, which is the genitive line. And so of this building. And so the answer here is B as in boy of this. The sons of the emperor fought bravely in the war. So the sons of the general fought bravely in the war. Emperor and general, same word in Latin, imperator. All things agentur. So you can eliminate has been done. That would be acta sunt. It would be a periphrastic. Not must be done. That would involve an nd. Remember, that would be agenda sunt with an nd. And so it's either had been done, will be done. Well, it's not going to be had been done. That also would be a periphrastic. That would be acta errant. And so here it is will be done because you have an e in a third conjugation verb, ago, agere, future. And so the answer here will be done. C, kind of a tough one. Quibus cum, with whom. Cum, of course, means with, and so therefore with whom A is your answer there. The pirates, blank, want to capture the big ship. Here what we need is an appositive, renaming who the pirates are. Whenever you have an appositive, it is going to be in the exact same case as the thing that it is renaming, giving us more information. So the pirates are the subject nominative. You're going to then have it, it's a positive, be subject nominative as well. Fugi and T. This stem ends with NT, has a third declension ending. It's a present active participle. And so the spectators shouted to the athlete running away. And so here it is fleeing or running away. Verbing is going to be your answer regardless. Moving on to the next one, in which it is out, out. We've seen this before several times. It is either or, out, out, either or. Both and would be et. And next one, almost every single exam do they ask the plaquette. It is pleasing, but here we have nay, meaning it's a question. So is it or is this thing pleasing to you? And so nothing about being allowed, nothing about necessary, nothing about permitted, but rather pleasing. Licet would be allow, and necessary would be necesse. The next one, con fecisse. Hercules is said, this is your perfect infinitive. Remember, it is going to be the perfect infinitive, the perfect stem, con fake, plus isse, isse. So to have verbed, to have accomplished is how you translate the perfect infinitive. And so that perfect form there, con fecisse, is your first form or your first item that is embedded. Con fecisse is item number 1. Midas announces, and what we have here is an indirect statement. Remember, the indirect statement is going to have an accusative subject, sui sibi, say, and an infinitive verb. So he announces that he, and it's he himself, otherwise it would be eum, from isse id if it were referring to someone else, wants more of the gold. And so here he desires more gold. He wants or desires cupio cupere. The answer is D as in dog. Complete the sequence. Primus, first. Secundus, second. Tertius, third. And then quartus, fourth. Not fifth, not seventh, and not 10th. So your answer here is quartus. My dad is all T or taller, 2-0 than yours. Than yours. And so therefore remember that to us. Is your, not you. So taller by with because of from and on that than when it's hanging around a comparison. So magistra, the proud teacher, superba teacher, says that. This is your verb of mental action or head verb, and this is then your accusative subject and your infinitive verb. Now, this is an infinitive. That is a future infinitive because you take the future participle, the future active participle, pair it with the verb to be. And the action of the future participle or the future infinitive in an indirect statement is going to be after. Dicit is present tense, says right now. So we're going to have to make this after the present. And the way that you make it after the present is will. And so here it is going to be will know. But the good news on questions like this is that very often the NLE will idiot-proof it in that a future infinitive can only ever translate if it's active, will verb, or would verb, and they don't even give you the option of the would, and so you know that it is going to be will. Your second item is that form there that I've highlighted, skituros esse, the future active infinitive. Number 17, femina, blank porcum dederam. So the woman walked with him through the streets. What we need in here in this blank is a form of qui quod quod, a relative. And so we already have a subject in the relative clause, and that's the relative clause, what I have highlighted. I had given dodari dedidatus a pig. So I have a subject I, I've got a direct object, porcum, and this is a ditransitive verb, so I need a dative indirect object to receive that direct object pig. And so I'm going to go with cui from qui, qui, quod, cuius, 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 the dative line, cui, 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 the woman to whom I had given a pig. And so that is what makes the sentence complete by the dative indirect object receiver of that direct object. The next one, number 18, the student exclaimed, tibi gratias ago, I drive, thanks to you, kind of like the, of course, Spanish gracias and the Italian grazie. And so it is, of course, a thank you as an expression that is there, where one find Charon, the boatman of the underworld, Proserpina, who is kidnapped to the underworld by Pluto, and the river Styx, the river of the underworld. There are actually 4 of them. It was going to be then, obviously, the underworld. Which sea is farthest east from Rome on a map? That would be looking to the right. The Adriatic is the sea immediately to the right of the boot of Italy. The Aegean is the sea that is in between Greece and Asia. The Black Sea is going to be the sea that is on top of Asia, modern-day Turkey. And the Tyrrhenian Sea is to the left of Italy, to the west of Italy, encompassed by the islands of Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica. So the answer here, the farthest east is that Black Sea, the one that is farthest. Which of these famous people lived at the very end of the Roman Republic? These are 2 guys, the beginning of the Republic, the Horatius at the bridge and the early hero Cincinnatus. Antony and Cleopatra, they, of course, were the ones who lost to Octavian right at the end of the Roman Republic. Nero and Hadrian, these are 2 emperors of Rome, and so they are actually going to be during the empire after the Republic. And Tullus Hostilius and Ancus Martius, they are actually Roman kings. And so therefore your answer here is Antony and Cleopatra. Which hero was set adrift on a sea, grew up and slay a hideous monster, saved a princess chained to a rock, and turned his enemy to stone? Well, that monster was Medusa. The princess was Andromeda, and so this person who was set adrift is Perseus. Perseus and Andromeda, and Perseus killed Medusa. Theseus and Ariadne, and Theseus killed the Minotaur. Oedipus is the one who grows up and kills his father. Laius marries his mother. And Jason, of course, Jason, Medea, and the Golden Fleece. Ubi sum, where am I? I see a man who carries a strigil that wipes off or scrapes off the oil, and he carries oil itself into the locker room. Soon I will exercise in the exercise grounds. Then I will go down into the cold room. You are at the baths. I'm describing all of these elements of the baths. Which powerful god was the father of the heroes, Hercules and Perseus, and of the other deities, Mars, Apollo, and Diana? If he's going to be a father, most likely Jupiter, and I can confirm that he is the father of Perseus as well as Hercules, who was known for leading a nearly successful rebellion of slaves. That would be Spartacus. Spartacus is the famous leader of the slave rebellion, not Julius Caesar, who of course conquered Gaul and was assassinated, not the 7th and final proud king of Rome, and not the guy that the Romans fought in the Second Punic War and terrorized the Romans, but Spartacus. I have a cat that I have named Spartapus in honor of Spartacus, like Puss in Boots, but Spartapus. Nevertheless, Spartacus is your answer about the slave rebellion. The English word pejorative, peor, is going to derive from the Latin meaning worse. That is the word for worse. As Pliny the Elder sailed toward Mount Vesuvius, what he reportedly exclaims and hoped the courage would be rewarded. He's not going to say one hand washes a hand or one hand washes the other. He's not going to say ignorance of the law excuses nobody. He's going to say fortune favors the brave. Fortuna is fortune favors the brave. And he will not say from the egg all the way to the apples, which represents a full meal or full of anything or a complete thing. The common abbreviation NB stands for nota bene. Nota bene. That's your third item. Nota bene. Nota bene. Put that in. 2 words, N-O-T-A, space B-E-N-E. So let me go ahead and read the passage for you. And in doing so, I'm going to point out one final word that you'll put in to receive your 100. After the Second Punic War, it was written, it has been written. Here it would be he written if it were scriptus, but it was written, not he was written, not she was written, that both Hannibal, that of course is the Roman adversary, the Carthaginian, and Scipio, the fellow who defeats him, at the same time, by chance, were in Syria. Quam, although they had been, sum say, to be, but here it's pluperfect, very bitter, inimici, opposite of amici, enemies. Nevertheless, at that time, often familiarly, adverb, they used to converse. You can see it over here that they give it to you. They used to converse. Nevertheless, they were retelling many and wonderful things about the war and about ancient virtues. Once upon a time, Scipio, the one thinking, present active participle modifying Scipio, about his own victory at Zama, they give it to you on the right-hand side, he asked Hannibal, who is the best general of all? Immediately Hannibal responded, Alexander the Great. Then Scipio asked, whom do you put, pono ponere posui positus, in second place? He then responded, Hannibal responded, Pyrrhus, without a doubt, sine dubio. And when Scipio did seek, quaero, quaerere, quaesivi, quaesitus, a third name, Hannibal said, dico dicere dixi dictus, his own. Scipio exclaimed with a laugh, Me Hercule, my Hercules, I conquered, vinca vincere vici victus, you. Hannibal responded calmly, true it is, but if I had defeated you, I would have placed my name above even the name of Alexander. And so he's saying that obviously, if I was able to defeat you, but he puts his own name as third. So your fourth and final item is quaesiwit, from the verb quaero, quaerere, quaesivi, to seek, to inquire, to look for. And so therefore that form, quaesiwit, is your fourth and final item. Good luck on the NLE. Keep studying, keep practicing, keep getting better.